Hey there, friends. This is what those in the Christian tradition refer to as Holy Week. This is the week of Jesus' return to Jerusalem on this past Palm Sunday, and then his arrest and crucifixion at the end of this week on Good Friday, and his resulting resurrection on Easter Sunday morning. The historical person of Jesus did exist and was indeed one with God, just as we all are. As it went for him, so it goes, or can go, for all of us too. Whether you believe that Jesus' actual physical body came back to life and eventually ascended into heaven is not the most important part of the story. What we all need to ask is, why is the Easter story important for us? What do we take away from this for ourselves, for our lives? Jesus' life represented what the human journey is for all of us if we say yes. And sometimes we choose this journey, and other times, oftentimes, many of these we are pushed into these journeys by life events and setbacks and traumas. Franciscan priest, author, and teacher Richard Rohr will talk about our journey as a falling upward. We learn to live more authentically because we're able to rise or resurrect from all that is false in us. The Easter story is a framework of the human journey, which we at Metanoia Journey have come to see as our spiritual journey. Jesus never said, worship me. He did say, follow me. He invited those that followed him to pick up their own cross and to carry it to their death. But does he actually mean physical death? No, not really. But the death of the false self is also agonizing, right? The death which Jesus modeled is the death of the false self. It is the crucifixion of the ego. It is the end of what was never real. And out of that death rises what was always there, the true self, the eternal self, the self which cannot be destroyed. And these true selves have no labels, no boundaries, nothing that separates us from God or each other. In the self which is in Christ and which is Christ. In the Deutero-Pauline letter to the Colossians, chapter 3, the author referred to as Paul shares this. Since you've been resurrected with Christ, set your heart on what pertains to higher realms. After all, you died, and now your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, is revealed, you too will be revealed with Christ in glory. You see, when we began to have metanoia, when we begin to change our minds and hearts through observation and beginning to see that we were asleep, that these false parts of our ego or personality begin to fade or die. Our false selves are crucified with Christ, and our true selves are also resurrected with him. Or to put it another way, they are revealed to us. In this revealing to ourselves, we set aside this old self and we put on a new self. Paul refers to this putting on of a new self because we play an active role in this transformation, this resurrection. Just like when we put on a piece of clothing. The resurrected or renewed self of ours is not a new creation, but one that is formed anew in the image of its creator. It's learning to take off the old self, which was asleep to negative emotions and influences in life, leading us to this lie of separation and all of its consequences. This renewed true self is able to shine through with heartfelt compassion for ourselves and others, with kindness and humility, gentleness and patience. We'll forgive more easily and bear the unpleasant manifestations of others, knowing we too can be unpleasant at times, right? We'll be able to lean into Christ's commandment to love your neighbor as yourself once we accept that we are one in the same. So as Holy Week unfolds for you, consider your cross, my friends. Seek the death of your old self, your false self. A seed has to die as a seed to become what it truly is. Same for us. As Jesus reminded his disciples in Luke 13, verse 33, those who try to save their lives will lose them, and those who lose their lives will save them. During this Holy Week, may you feel your own resurrection and renewal in the image of our common Creator and experience new lives for yourselves that feels full, meaningful, and full of light. Happy Easter, friends.